I mean, speaking of love scams, I've been giving money to my wife for a damn long time, guys. So,
24-year-old French man who walked into a hospital in France and he had a very interesting object stuck up his rectum.
we were going so well. We were talking about like issues that matter to
This is
Singapore.
hard-hitting news.
The headlines always have this sense that, okay, the budget is coming up. Are we going to get payouts?
Ang paos.
Are we getting vouchers? Are we getting packages? I'm trying to just wrap my head around it, man, because I hope we're not giving people ideas. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Rishi Budhrani, and I'm coming to you from the Mothership studios. What am I doing here is quite an interesting story, because as a stand-up comedian, I'm always trying to keep abreast of the latest news. So I've somehow managed to psycho the Mothership team to give me time every week with one of their reporters to give me the top news. And the best part is that they are paying for all of this. So it's a dream job, everyone. Today I've got one of our reporters, Drew, in the studios with me. Hey, Drew. Thanks for letting me into your studios.
No worries.
Yeah.
No worries. Welcome.
You have some top stories of the week to share with me.
Absolutely. Well, so we're filming this on Wednesday, the 4th of February. And just yesterday, the government passed a law that will require PMAs. You know PMAs?
Yeah, personal mobility aids. I saw that news, yes.
Those kind of like little mobility scooters. They will be reducing the speed limit from 10 kilometers per hour to 6 kilometers per hour.
Why do you think they have reduced it so drastically? I mean, they're calling it brisk walking pace, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's meant to be brisk walking pace.
Otherwise,
I mean, this is a safety concern. These things are on footpaths.
Yep.
If they're going too fast, they can be pretty heavy. If you clatter into a pedestrian, that could cause some serious damage, both to the user and to the pedestrian.
You know, I read this and then I went to check, people are saying that people are laughing about it, brisk walking pace, 6 kilometers per hour. But it's also my pace for my latest IPPT for the 2.4 kilometers. So I don't know why people are laughing. I put in my full effort and yeah.
Well, it's good that that's your pace, because if you are caught on a PMA above 6 kilometers per hour, you are liable for a $2,000 fine. You could be liable for 6 months in jail, or both those things.
You can go to jail if you flout these rules. If you are speeding beyond 6 kilometers per hour.
If you're above a brisk walking pace on a PMA.
Well, okay. First of all, I hope that doesn't happen to anyone. I hope everyone stays safe and nobody gets like prison time for this. Because how are you going to explain this in prison to the other... like
an embarrassing conversation, that's for sure.
Imagine you got some hardcore criminals and you're like, bro, what happened to you? Where you came in? Oh, I was speeding on my PMA at Yishun now, bro.
And then as they look to punch you, you slowly reverse on your PMA out of there.
Who's going to catch these people, these errant riders? Is there anyone look, I'm just thinking, if it's 6 kilometers per hour, is there going to be an enforcement officer also on another device?
PMA.
Are we going to see a lot of low-speed chases?
It's possible.
In the neighborhoods?
It's possible. Or they could just run faster than a brisk walking pace and then they would be able to catch up.
Yeah, okay. Well, either way, if you are in one of these, we hope you're not flouting the rules. Because that's what happens, right? Like, we get a good thing and then people abuse it and then eventually laws have to be passed in order to, curb the situation.
Yeah. The last thing I want to add on that is that people going forward, with the exception of certain groups, users will be required to have a valid certificate of medical need. So that means you need to use a PMA.
Okay.
In order to continue using one.
I think that's how
from June 1st.
We deal with most traffic issues in Singapore. There needs to be a certificate of... but okay, this one you cannot bid. This is really for people in need. Okay, it's not like the COE. It's not like the highest bidder will drive the prices up. Right? No, right? It's really for people.
Hopefully not.
Okay, come.
So next news story I think you might be interested in. There was a scam center that was raided in Cambodia. And when they raided this scam center, they found what was a mock-up of a Singapore police station.
I saw that. And it wasn't just a Singapore police station, right?
Very specific.
Was a few different countries.
Yep.
Like
so they had
government
China,
offices.
They had Australia in there, they had India, Indonesia amongst the countries that were there.
This almost feels like a proper UN convention, like everyone came together and then, we have this it's like an SNL set, Okay, today we are filming Singapore, today we are in Indonesia. But there was a specific police post or police center, right? It was
Woodlands East.
Woodlands East.
Woodlands
Hey.
East NPC.
Shout out to Woodlands East residents, guys. Represent, man. Not Woodlands North, South, not Woodlands West. No. Woodlands East is the scam center of choice,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Unfortunate for their branding over
Yeah.
there. But I will say that government official impersonation scams. So these kind of scams where someone impersonates someone from the government. It was the second highest loss amongst scam victims in the first half of 2025.
What was the highest loss, huh? Giving
Well, I'm not
money
sure.
to
Maybe love scams?
to love scams. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, man. Poor
That would be
thing.
my guess. I'm not sure about that though.
Yeah. Man, love really makes you do stupid things. I
Yeah.
mean, speaking of love scams, I've been giving money to my wife for a damn long time, guys. So just be cautious of that.
Well, if you are having trouble with scams, I would suggest that you sign up for the government's scam simulation exercise. So registrations for
Oh,
that
boy.
open on the 1st of Feb.
I saw that.
Did you saw this news? So this
I
is
saw
where,
a little bit. You're talking about the National Scam Simulation Exercise.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, what happens? Do you volunteer? Or?
Yeah, you sign up for this, and then someone between March 1st and August 31st, you will get a simulated scam call
Wait.
to train your defense against scams.
Okay, so you sign up, and then at some point somebody's gonna call you.
Yeah.
Okay, I've had a scam situation myself, bro.
Okay.
I didn't sign up for anything. So I was a target.
Unsolicited.
I was a target
Uh-huh.
for a scam from a gentleman.
This is aside from your marriage, right? I mean,
No.
given what you said
Okay,
just
no.
now.
I mean, the marriage, I've lost the battle.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah.
so that love scam, I'm in too deep. You know, there's recurring transfers that I make. I know I'm getting scammed, but I believe that it's for a good cause. This was by a gentleman from Pakistan.
Okay.
Okay, his name was Michael John. Michael John from Singapore Police Force. Exactly. And in this voice, he called me, and I'm like, bruh, video call me right now.
So
I want to
did he?
see. He did, bro.
He did.
I'm going to put up a picture right now.
Okay.
I'll show it to you. I was walking in the gym, and Michael John called me up asking me for my bank account number. And in all reality, I was actually in the midst of getting ready for a show.
Okay.
And I told him, I sent him a link. I said, bro, you can get tickets for my next comedy show. And this link, man. So he tried to scam me, but I tried to sell him tickets, man, because that's what we got to do.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would, so if you want to sign up for the National Scam Simulation Exercise, go ahead. I would encourage citizens who are non-scammers to do this.
I wonder if you can sign up someone you know,
Oh, you
like
mean
your parents or something like that.
like a gift card?
yeah, something like that.
Hey, bro, happy birthday. I'm signing you up for this.
Or don't tell them
exercise.
and see if they really fall for it.
Oh, but that becomes like a prank video.
I suppose, but you also want to make sure that your parents are safe from scams.
Here's my question, okay? Of course, this is all well-intentioned
Mm.
to protect and safeguard yourself from potential scams. But what if the scammers are watching? And what if someone kind of goes like, oh, let me just do some research to see, what the government knows or what the MDDI knows about,
Yeah.
scamming. And what if the potential scammer signs up to improve and upskill themselves? Are we in trouble then?
So I guess what we're saying is MDDI or whoever's running this thing, when they see the signups, if they see that a person has used a Pakistani number or a Cambodian number
Oh.
or a Nigerian number, then they
Man.
should ignore that. Is that what you're saying, Rishi?
I
I'm just
don't
trying to
know.
understand what you're saying.
I'm trying to just wrap my head around it, man, because I hope we're not giving people ideas. Okay.
Okay,
Good.
before you get a headache, one last story I think you need to know about.
Go.
This is about a 24-year-old French man
Okay.
who walked into a hospital in France
Uh-huh.
and he had a very interesting object stuck up his rectum. That was an 8-inch World War I artillery shell.
You're set up for that, Drew. We were going so well. We were talking about like issues that matter to
No, this is
Singapore.
hard-hitting news.
This is it does feel hard hitting.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about things that matter to Singaporeans, and then now you tell me about Frenchman with a bomb or
Well,
artillery.
he was in extreme discomfort according to the according to the news reports. Extreme discomfort.
As you should be if you've got like an artillery shell stuck up your rectum.
Yeah, from World War I, it was from the 1910s. When hospital staff removed the artillery shell, they were obviously shocked. They had to evacuate the hospital. They had to call in the bomb squad. It was a big ordeal.
if you look, man, if you have messed up so badly that a bomb squad has to come in to defuse something that's in your butt, I think that's a really wild Saturday night, you know.
Who
But
hasn't had a Saturday night where they've done something they regret?
apparently, this guy has done something he might regret. But I think it lands on a point that makes sense around the world. You know, we've
Okay.
always had this impression of how the French are a little arrogant.
Mm.
You know, they've got stuff stuck up their butts. You guys did that, okay? It's not us. You brought us there by putting this
Mm.
where it shouldn't be.
So I think important to add is this case is still under investigation. Authorities are not sure how the artillery shell ended up where it was.
Mm.
And the man could be charged with handling a Category A munition, which is a serious offense under French law.
Drew, I will let your news agency take this story forward. You know,
Yeah.
I'm purely
It will be in good hands, I think. going forward.
I'm not interested. You guys can go ahead and explore the dark realms, the tunnels of the story in the deep annals of the French. I'm glad, Drew, you know, we started so well. We were talking about some really intelligent, important stuff to the country. And then, you know, we ended up on French people with like bombs up their bums. Is there anything else you think we can talk about? Top stories of the week. Go.
Well, there is a big blockbuster event coming up next week.
What? Jack Neo got a new movie. What is this blockbuster event, bro?
Well, at least in the finance world, this is the government's budget statement. It will be delivered on February 12th by Prime Minister Lawrence Wong, who is also the Minister of Finance. So, are you familiar with the budget, Rishi?
My budget? I know lah. It's low, you know.
Yeah. Same.
just like this set, you know, a bit low. No, okay, I'm joking, guys. No, what I do know about the budget is whatever we say about Singapore's budget, we can never say that the budget was damn budget. You know what I mean? Every year we spend quite a bit of money.
Yeah,
I think I know that much.
that's true. Yes.
But for those people, okay, so if you handle a household, your budget is essentially what money comes in, what money goes out, and where you spend that money, and how much you have left at the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's how I look at my household budget. lah.
That's basically what it is
Yeah.
that the government does for the whole of Singapore.
Yep.
You know, how it's going to spend its money, where it's going to get money from, and you know how much it hopes to have at the end of the year, I suppose.
Pretty much that, right? Yeah.
Given that, yeah.
Well, okay, here's one thing I'll say. I think it's good for the nation that PM Lawrence Wong is the one managing the finances. You know, who else would you want to manage your finances? Like, you know, I mean, is there a better fella? I don't know about his whatever, but his track record,
Yeah.
you know, being from the Ministry of Finance in the past as well, spending a lot of time as a civil servant there. I think he's proved his mettle in that. When you talk about crunching numbers, I think this guy kind of
He'd be the guy.
He knows
Yeah.
what he's talking about.
I think it always helps when your finance minister has glasses as well. Makes you trust them more.
I don't
Makes
know.
you trust them more.
I don't know what Asian family stereotype this is, you know. But okay, sure, glasses people make more sense. So you didn't trust Lee Hsien Loong last time, is it? Is that,
He can
Drew,
put on glasses. He can.
did he put on glasses? I don't know,
I
man.
feel like I've seen him put on glasses.
Yeah, well, I think what I'm always keen to learn is where does our money come from? Or most of our money come from?
Yeah, most of our money comes from tax revenue.
Mm-hmm.
So in fact, the government's revenue is made out of primarily three things. Tax revenue, which is the biggest proportion. The next biggest is what is called net investment returns contribution. So that's stuff like you know, the returns from companies like GIC, Temasek, and the investment of our reserves. The last thing, the smaller portion of that, the top three things, it would be fees and charges. So whenever you go park at a HDB car park, things like that. Yeah.
Oh, whoa, bro. Man, so the next time you go and visit your girlfriend or boyfriend in their car park, just know that, you know, you are contributing to the national budget. Okay? When we say tax revenue, so that means like, I'm guessing it's not only personal income tax, but like, you know, corporate income tax.
Yeah, so actually
Corporate
if
taxes.
you pick up that little packet of documents I have there for you, you can see like a quick breakdown in that
This-
first section, operating revenue.
This is so like,
Right.
newsroom, it's so mothership. Like, they give me notes, guys. Okay, come. What are we looking at, teacher?
Okay, so we've got first up there, corporate income tax. You've
Uh-huh.
got personal income tax, GST, customs tax.
So,
So
corporate
that's-
income tax is one of the highest revenue generators
Yeah.
in the country.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you the next question. Where do we spend most of our money as a nation?
The single biggest sector that we tend to spend money on is the social development sector. So that
Okay.
includes things like the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education. So that takes up about almost 50% of our government expenditure,
Okay.
at least in the last year.
Sounds fair, right? I mean, I'm not like I'm not like shocked by that. I think it sounds fair that
Yeah,
we
you'd
spend
hope
more-
that they spend on areas like that, I guess.
I
at the
think
very
I think
least.
that's okay. Fair.
Health is important. We are an aging population. So that, and the government does expect that to be a larger proportion of our expenditure going forward. Taking
Okay.
care of aged people, that would include things like health and social and family development.
What would I have missed in this? Like, is there any kind of figures that the people don't know about that we have access to?
So I know that I said that social development is the biggest sector, but under a different sector, security and external relations, defense is actually the single biggest ministry, in terms of expenditure.
Defense.
Yeah.
Oh.
So all your NS boys,
all the NS
the
boys.
allowance, I don't know what it is nowadays, but when I was in NS, it was 400 a month.
Allowance. Wow. You were
I think
over.
it's increased.
you
I think
were
it's increased
overpaid,
by
bro.
then. Oh, you think so?
I was paid less.
I agree, to be honest.
Oh.
I think it's increased a lot more than 400 now.
Yeah. You can't survive on that, man. Oh my god. So okay. So defense spending is our highest individual
Yes, category,
item,
ministry.
line item, so to
Yeah.
speak. All the civil servants out there, this is a line item with the highest spend is defense. So for those of you who are in NS and you are fooling around, trying to chowking or go and take MC at the hospital, you are actually contributing to our two highest expenses, right?
Health.
Healthcare
Yeah.
and defense. So you are being a burden if you do that. Okay, so don't chowking. I tell you, better give it your best. We're spending a lot of money on you. There's a lot of talk, or at least the headlines always have this sense that okay, the budget is coming up.
Yeah.
Are we going to get payouts?
Ang paos.
Are we getting vouchers? Are we getting packages?
Yes.
What's your sense on that at this point, given we're just out of election year?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. Okay, so I mean, I want to start off by saying I probably expect, and this is a guess, but I predict that this year will be a fiscally conservative budget.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few reasons for that. I mean, the government at the start of its term the Ministry of Finance specifically has committed or said that it will be a fiscally disciplined in the way that it handles the budgets and the way that the government will handle these things going forward.
Hey folks, it's Rishi here, and this is what I just learned. So, constitutionally, the Singapore government is obliged to maintain a balanced budget over the course of its 5-year term. What this means is that if you were to look at all the budgets between general elections and add them all up together, the government cannot spend more than the amount of revenue that it has collected. Makes sense, doesn't it? What this does is that it prevents them from accessing and potentially misusing past accumulated reserves, unless of course there are extraordinary circumstances that call for such actions. Even then, drawing on past reserves requires the approval of this guy, the President of Singapore. In recent times, we saw this happen during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay, so but before we go into why this will be a conservative budget, I do want to say that it has been reported that the government is expected to address cost of living issues, expected to address issues with regards to education as well. We know that this year will be the last year that Singaporeans will receive payouts from the assurance package. If you remember, that was
I remember
introduced.
the assurance
a couple years back.
package. Was an assurance that cost of living is going to increase. So they're giving us some
Help.
cash to help with that.
Yes.
Thanks for that.
So I guess that one of the questions in the air will that be replaced since cost of living has continued to rise since then?
What would you call it if there's a replacement? Would you just keep it as the assurance package,
Part
or
two.
Would you give it a new name? Because I
Ooh.
gotta say, I don't know who names the different packages
Yeah.
and the vouchers. But it always, does sound like some thought has been put in. Okay.
But yes, you can expect some sort of like a snazzy name on that if they do introduce a new version. The other thing I expect to be in this budget will be things to do with AI.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've had a few hints of that, especially in the recent economic strategy review. So I don't know if you know what that is, but long story short, they gave 7 recommendations for how Singapore's economy should be planned moving forward.
Mhm.
And in the 7 recommendations, of the 7 rather, 5 mentioned AI explicitly.
Not surprising, right? I think that's
I mean, where a lot of people reckon that it will be a game changer moving forward. So I guess it's only prudent that the government would want to prepare the economy and Singaporeans for that. Yeah. So, I mean, purely spitballing here, we could maybe see grants or funds to help businesses introduce AI into their operations. We could see things where Singaporeans are encouraged to go for courses to adopt AI in their everyday lives. Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you think your job is safe
Ooh, interesting
from
question.
AI, right? Because that's
Yeah.
a real concern for a lot of people, that employability becomes affected because of artificial intelligence. Do you think
Yeah.
there's going to be something specific that the budget will address? Like, hey, yeah, we want you to upskill,
Yeah.
but there's also this provision or this kind of support protections in place.
As someone whose job is constantly referred to as possibly at risk of AI, I hope that that's the case.
Yeah.
I do think it is important to have real human beings doing reporting, as opposed to an AI.
No, I think that's fair, man. Like, look, I'm from the arts industry as well.
Yeah.
Right. And there's been multiple comedians who've explored, like, hey, can I get AI to write my jokes for me? Well, thank God that doesn't work. Thank God you can still come to a comedy club and catch, like, the Rishi Report live on 12 Feb, 8 p.m. at the Lemon Stand. Immediately after the budget at 3:30, come and check out the live show. Oh man, we keep that in, it'll be cool. Okay, no, but so based on all these things, you think there's going to be a conservative budget?
Yeah, so that said, I still think it would be a conservative budget. And there's a few reasons why. First of all, as I said earlier, the government is expected to balance its budget over its term, which means that if it spends a lot in this year, it cannot continue to spend a lot, above its means in years going forward. The other thing I want to point you towards is if you can pick up those documents.
Yep.
And you will see on that first page, I highlighted like a specific category for you.
Yep.
This is special transfers excluding top-ups to endowment and trust funds, right? So you can look at the categories under that. What we see there is your SG60 vouchers, your CDC vouchers. These are the typical ang paos,
Yep.
right? That are given out at a budget, the things that people look forward to the most. You can look at the next year, the next page. That's for 2020. This was an exceptional year. They gave out a lot.
Okay, so you're saying that there was a lot in 2025 of these special transfers.
Yeah.
And you're saying I'm going to look at financial year 2020, which also was a high amount of this.
Just more examples of what comes under this category of special transfers, excluding top-ups and endowment trust funds. So, under there we have the wage credit scheme, the job support scheme, GST voucher, special payments.
I'm guessing the next, what is the...
You can look at the other ones in your spare time. But then now I want to bring your attention to this chart, this one.
Yep.
I think I've got a star on there for you to find it quite easily.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So, and I've highlighted certain years there for you. Those are election years. And historically going back 20 years, we've seen, and this looks over 4 different election cycles. The year right after an election year, that category, special transfers excluding top-ups to statutory and trust funds, it goes down.
Immediately in the year preceding elections.
Yeah, immediately succeeding.
Excuse me. That particular category dips in terms of actual spending.
Yeah. So
what are you trying to say, Drew? Trying to say we're not going to get as much payouts this year? No more vouchers?
I mean, I might be wrong on this, but historical data seems to show that will be the case. So
If
I am
that's
predicting.
okay, well, let's follow the trend right there. Let's look at the data and say that if that's the case, why do you think that is? If you had to, kind of analyze that a bit.
Yeah. So I mean, I am cautious about trying to guess what the government's motives are.
Sure.
But if I were thinking as a politician, if I were thinking strategically, I may want to save these kind of special transfers to a year where there's going to be an election. Potentially.
Okay.
Potentially.
Fair.
That's one way to look at it.
Strategically.
Yeah, strategically. If I was very cynical about it.
Okay.
If I was very cynical.
Well, history has, like you said, the data shows that that's typically. Do you think there's also a sense of, hey, okay, now we need to reset a little bit. We need to kind of figure our bearings a little bit. So we're not gonna do so much of this.
Yeah, I mean, of course, given that it is mandated by the constitution that they have to run a balanced budget. In a year where they don't have to spend a lot, they may want to be more conservative.
Yep.
Just in case somewhere down the line there is a year where we have a big economic crash, like COVID, for example, and they will need to spend more. They want to have that leeway. I would imagine they would want to have that leeway to be able to do that in those years.
Okay.
So 2026, last year the economic growth was pretty healthy, more than they expected.
Yep.
They expect it to be slower in the next few years, but given that things are still not so bad, 2026, maybe they might want to be a bit more fiscally conservative.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
I think that we've deep dive into budget, man. Who thought we would ever do that? I want to see one thing though, like so one of the things that we always talk about, again, headlines wise, there's a lot of conversation about the monies in order to encourage couples to procreate,
Yeah.
otherwise known as the baby bonus. So
Yeah, I think last year they introduced a scheme for larger families.
In 2025's budget, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong announced the Large Families Scheme that will see Singaporean parents receive up to $16,000 more in financial support for each third and subsequent child that they have. Wow, who would have found this useful? My grandmother and her 11 siblings.
that's, you see, I think if I may just add, if the people who are creating the budget are listening, I think we need to address the root problem.
Okay.
It's not just at that level where, if you want to encourage people to have larger families,
Yeah.
I think you need to encourage them to meet and date first.
Okay.
And I feel like we have fallen far behind on this, right? The whole world has multiple dating apps.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be a government
dating app.
GovTech dating app,
Okay. Okay.
Like it can be a spin-off of Trace Together,
Yeah.
right? Well, just from that, you use the same technology, right? You meet on the app and then SingPass has all your data and your details.
Your age, your height.
And if you get hitched through that, then they have all your income data. You get priority for HDB loan.
Yeah.
You get first preference on BTOs. Because at the end of the day, and this will be made fun of a lot. Okay, but I think if implemented, it'll have a huge uptake.
What would you call it?
Wow, that one, the name I'm still thinking.
It needs a snazzy name.
Yeah, it needs.
We've got Tinder, we've got Hinge.
Yeah, this one I haven't.
Bumble,
I
Coffee
just
Meets
thought of this
Bagel.
idea literally while we were filming, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe this could work. And why I bring it up now, because I think it's related to the budget, right? Because we give all these monies for families to grow, but I think we need to address the singles who are not meeting other singles.
Yeah.
So it could be like a dating voucher where it can only be used in tandem with another person.
Oh yeah.
So I can't use, I have this budget of $500, but it's purely...
I can only use it if I meet someone through this app.
Yes, it's like you've got half a ticket, you've got half a ticket.
Half a QR code.
And then we meet, and that's the only way we can claim the vouchers. So the government...
But you're not allowed to use it on condoms.
Condoms? No, cannot.
No contraceptive.
Sorry, no condoms. I don't know. I mean, depends on, what the partner merchants are, I guess. So that's our suggestion. If you think that if you want to address this issue of the low birth rate or the challenging TFR, which has come up as a theme time and again.
Big problem. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we need to start the root problem. Allow people to meet, allow singles to meet. Again, at some of the partner merchant restaurants, but they can only use these funds if they are with other singles.
Yeah. I mean, we're recording this more than a week ahead of the budget, so the government still has time to introduce this initiative.
Exactly. So if you hear something like this in the budget announcement, just remember it came from us right here on this podcast. In fact, that's all we've got time for today. I'll be back in the studios to steal more stories from Mothership reporters very, very soon. I've been Rishi Budhrani together with Drew, and I'll see you on our next episode.